Hey, this is JJ from Synchronidiocy. Welcome to my inaugural toy review. Today we're going to be taking a look of the reissue of the Classics Optimus Prime as part of the Platinum Edition One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall 2-pack. So let's dive right in. So this figure is a pretty interesting update of the classic G1 Optimus design. He's got the standard flatbed truck, but he's got like a sloped windshield. And he's got a weather vane on top. Interestingly enough, there's actually a square peg in the bed of the truck, as if there was a trailer to connect to, but none of the releases of this figure actually come with a trailer, so it doesn't actually serve a purpose. Well, officially anyway. There are a couple fan add-on armor sets that make use of it. The probably most interesting thing that stands out about this vehicle mode is the paint, or the lack thereof. These side panels are completely unpainted, and it just gives a really weird hollow look to the vehicle mode, makes it look a lot less cohesive. The original version was red with silver stripes, but they omitted that for seemingly no reason. And they added a giant Autobot logo to the top of the wind vane, again, for seemingly no reason. Another notable feature of this reissue is that all of the plastic and paint is done in metallic. So all of the yellow on the original version of this mold has been turned into gold, and all of the black has like silver flecks in it. And it does give it an interesting look. I like it quite a bit personally. And also, my copy of the figure has a manufacturing error. It's the wheels. They're not pinned in all the way, so they're really loose, and it's just on this one leg, or this one side of the truck bed. The other side is fine. All the other wheels are fine, but I don't know. Let me know if you guys have that same issue too. I don't know if it's a running problem with the mold, or if it's just mine. It's always interesting to hear about that stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for detail. But all in all, it's a good-looking vehicle mode. As far as size comparisons go, we got a can of soda. The other member of this 2-pack, the reissue of the Classics Megatron, the original version of Classics Megatron. We got the Generations Springer and Generations Sandstorm. So that should give you an idea how big. It's a decent-sized figure, a little smaller than modern Voyagers, but it fits good in the hand, and it's weighty, too. That's one thing that these older figures have over the newer ones. They feel a lot sturdier. I feel like they can take a beating. Alright, so now, transformation. So the first thing, I know a lot of people don't like parts formers, but gotta take off the wind vane and the smokestacks. And it actually serves a purpose that's pretty cool, so I'm gonna forgive this one. This transformation, as a product of its time, is very simple but effective. It gets everything across that it needs to in big motions instead of a lot of small panels that kind of have to interlock and have a high chance of breaking, like the movie Transformers. Yeah, so it actually is kind of cool too in the way that it mirrors the original Optimus's transformation a little bit. You know, you still got the arms and shoulders that fold back. Just instead of the forearms becoming the headlights, they are these panels on the back of the cab. It does also, because of the design of the robot mode, use a fake grill for the stomach of Optimus, but it looks really good, and the real grill on his back doesn't affect much, so I think it's actually pretty well executed. And just like that, we are pretty much done. Just gotta add the stuff we took off at the beginning back on. And there we go. Quick, easy, fun. This robot mode, I think, looks very striking. It's got really nice color layout. I love the metallic blue that they used, and the gold, I think, just pops a lot better than the yellow on the original version of this figure. You know, they got the classic Optimus paint layout, you know, the silver stripe across the stomach, the gray upper legs, blue lower legs with the vents on the front. It looks really nice. There's a weird thing about this figure, though. Its hands are really weird and abstract, so much so that I thought they were backwards when I first got it. It just looks... The fingers are really blocky, and the thumb you can barely pick out from the rest of the hand. It just looks strange. But honestly, most of the time when I'm messing with this figure, I don't even notice. I especially love the head sculpt. I think it looks really cool. It's a lot angrier looking, I suppose, than classic Optimus. But I like the lines on the mouth plate and the little, I guess, guns on the cheek. Yeah, I think it looks really good. So, as far as articulation goes, he's pretty good, but due to the age of the figure, it's a little bit limited in places. So, starting off, I'm going to work my way from the top and go down. He's got 360 at the head, swivel. It's not a ball joint, so you don't get any tilt or up and down, really. Well, due to the transformation, you get a little bit of down, but it looks really weird because there's a gap behind his head. Shoulders, you got full 360. You got to move the arm out a little bit to get past the wheels and the bumper of the vehicle mode. That's not too big a deal. You got a 360 at the bicep. You can get 90 forward at the elbow. And also do the transformation backwards if you really want to. Nothing at the wrist because of the way it transforms. You can position these like arm shield things a little bit if you want. Just to, I guess, if you need to get them out of the way or something. Something cool about this figure that I wasn't expecting, you can move all of the backpack bits out of the way and actually get a 360 waist, which I wasn't expecting. That's really cool. The legs are kind of weird. So, just getting the arms out of the way. They move freely, but they actually click into position for robot and vehicle mode. So, you can get about this far before it wants to click in place and not move to lock together, and when it's straight down, it's going to be straight down. You can get it backwards, though, which is nice. And they go outwards well over 90 degrees. It's more than you're ever going to need. And it's weird because the joints look like they're geared for a ratchet joint, like the elbows are, but there's no ratchet in there. It might be something that they were planning on doing during production, but just never got around to, or they had to take it out for budget reasons. He's got a full 360 swivel at the shin, and he's got just over 90 degrees at the knee, and there's no ankle articulation. So it kind of makes a lot of his leg articulation a little bit useless. But you can get some interesting poses out of it. Yeah, overall it's pretty nice. Not the best, but pretty good for its time. So this figure has some interesting gimmicks to him. So like I said, during transformation, you have to take these off, but they do serve a purpose. First of all, you can take, because of the way he transforms, you can hinge this whole backpack up and give him some over-the-shoulder cannons. It's kind of cool. And you can also just take this off completely and remove these. And these actually transform a little bit. So the smokestacks, you can unfold some bits, sandwich it together, flip this up, and you got a gun for one hand. Kind of cool. And then this one, I think this is a fan mode. I don't think it's something that actually is in the directions or anything, but you can actually untransform the arm a little bit, and then use the peg on the back of this and give him a shield, which is kind of cool, especially in this version of the mold that has the Autobot sigil, because it kind of gives him interesting designed shield. So yeah, just transforming that back. You can also take this and turn it into a gun as well. Just fold the sides back, flip up the center, and then flip out the barrel. And you got a small gun and a big rifle. Robot size comparisons. First off, can of soda. Then we got 2-pack buddy, classic Megatron. Stand, please, God. The heels on this figure like to make him not stand. There. We got the original version of that classics Megatron. Move the can out of the way. Again, doesn't like to stand. I'm just gonna bring those guys out. And then we also got Generation Springer and Generations Sandstorm. So overall, I think this is a pretty good figure. It shows its age a little bit, but I mean it's pretty solid. It's not my favorite Optimus, but it's up there. It's pretty close. So next time we're gonna be reviewing his 2-pack buddy, Voyager Megatron. You can expect reviews every Thursday. Thanks for sticking through to the end. See you guys later.